Hi friends, it's Marie Walty here. It's Monday and I'm here to share my Monday Mariesons. Specifically, I want to share my reason for joining Rodan and Fields. Actually, my background's in business. I went to business school at UC Berkeley and started out in public accounting and progressed into a fairly high-level corporate job. It wasn't that progression, it wasn't necessarily something I wasn't doing something I loved to do. I was pretty good at it and it paid pretty well, but I didn't love it. But sometimes you kind of buy into a set of expectations of what life should look like and what the traditional route should be. And I was doing just that. I went to college. I was kind of given a set of choices in career paths, and I bought into that. I climbed that ladder, and I was pretty discontent, actually. I did fairly well at my job, but I just didn't love it. And then in January of 2014, my brother-in-law got diagnosed with terminal brain cancer, and that kind of rocked my family's world. To think of a terminal illness being given to someone that we love just rocked us. I mean, we prayed with, everything we had that his outcome would look different than most. But unfortunately, we watched the disease kind of take over and to take away this life that we loved. And as he was entering hospice, a good friend of mine had a heart attack and passed away. Nothing leading up to it. And it just shocked me that life could change so drastically. These two families, my own and then another one that I was very connected to, just could change in such a short period of time. And it just caused me to think a lot about what I wanted out of life. And as a person of faith, kind of what was my purpose in life? And was I really living that out? Was I really being the person that I wanted to be? Was I really leaving behind the legacy that I wanted to leave behind in my children and just in the world around me? So, it got me to start thinking. And actually, I quit my job, my corporate job, a few days after my friend passed away of a heart attack. And lo and behold, because two things aren't enough, another one of my sister's husbands started presenting some odd symptoms. And it became evident that, that while I quit my job, they needed me to kind of help out at their fairly busy restaurant. And so I did. I jumped in. I knew that sometimes, you can see that a path has been cleared for you. And so I felt that I was kind of called to help. And so I did. And 2 weeks after my brother-in-law, Michael, passed away of glioblastoma, and I was helping at the restaurant, my brother-in-law, Brian, was diagnosed with the same disease. And we were just rocked to the core, to be quite honest. I mean, to already have, a brother-in-law taken, a good friend taken, and then to have another brother-in-law be ill, it was a lot. It was a lot to digest. And so I just sat and thought about, even more, what do I want to do with my life? And I kind of asked God these questions over and over again. And I continued to help at the restaurant, but it was clear that I needed to figure out a supplemental path for my family. And Rodan and Fields came into view as I was asking a lot of questions. And I've always really liked the network marketing model, but I'm not a salesperson, and it would have to be something that I really believed in, and something that I didn't have to spend a bunch of time pitching to someone because I'd have to explain it, but something that just kind of spoke for itself. And so when Rodan and Fields came into view, for me, it made a ton of sense. I actually was a proactive user, so I knew those doctors' names. I just knew the strength of the brand. Just from a business point of view, it all kind of added up on paper. And for me, made sense that this is something that I could do, you know, in the little time that I had, that it was super flexible, and it's something that, you know, stood on its own. I just had to be an ambassador of sorts. And so I jumped on board, and, you know, I haven't looked back. It's been a great adventure for me to jump in and be an ambassador for this brand, start my own social commerce business. It's been incredible to connect with people, to watch people love the products. As I knew they would. They've dramatically transformed my skin. Proactive Solution dramatically transformed my skin. So, you know, to be able to utilize, to leverage these products and this brand has been an incredible win for me and for my family. To be able to provide supplemental income, while I'm able to help my family run their restaurant and take care of family needs. My brother-in-law Brian actually passed away a week ago today, and something that strikes me in our conversations over the last 10 months, he really he encouraged me to dream. He encouraged me, you know, in light of his circumstances, he encouraged me to go for it. He said, you know, Marie, I'm 43 years old. Like, you know, don't wait around. Don't buy into the lies. Do the things you want to do. And so this is actually kind of opened up this space to dream and go for big things. And, you know, while I let go of this well-paying corporate job, I believe with all of my heart that this brand and these products, you know, they present this incredible opportunity, and I will make my way back and then some. But you know what the biggest win for me is time. I will tell you, when you watch, you know, 3 fairly close people lose their lives. Brian's 43, and, you know, my friend Tripp, he was, you know, late 40s, and Michael was early 50s. That's not very old. And time trumps everything. Time trumps money by a mile. I mean, there's just no comparison. You can't get time back. I look at my kids in a different light. I want something so different out of life. And I know, kind of in this adventure, my legacy is just to love and care for people. I get to do it as I, you know, share these amazing products and help change people's skin. But I more important than that, to be honest, for me, is just to be available to people, to be available to people that are hurting. You know, to actually have the time to do that is fairly amazing. Especially to be able to have spent the last 10 months with my brother-in-law and my sister, has been incredible. So I hope this inspires people. There is a different way. If you know, if it's Monday and you on your ride to work, you had that sense of dread, there's a different way. I'm telling you, there's a different way. And this company is doing incredible things. We're going global, and that's going to be phenomenal, to the opportunity that it presents as we go into different international markets. But like I said, more than anything, the time that it gives your family back is incredible. Brian was 43. I mean, I'm 40, so it stuns me. If I only had 3 more years to live, how would I want to live them? Just really makes me think. And for the first time, I'm living them in a way that I'm excited about. And I just want to invite anyone who wants to explore this option. I'd love to share it with you. It's definitely life-changing. Thank you for taking the time to even listen to this. I know I'm going on 10 minutes of talking and sharing, so I appreciate that you even took the time to listen to my story. But I'd love to share this opportunity with anyone who's looking for something different. It's real, and it's available. It's not an overnight thing. You definitely have to, plug in your hours and be consistent. But what it can buy you in terms of time is incredible. I pick my daughter up from kindergarten. I do homework with her. I put her in soccer. All these things that I wondered about when I worked my corporate job, and it was so inflexible. I wondered, how am I going to do that? How are they going to be able to do sports? And now I'm a part of that. And again, I think about how short life is. It's so short, guys. I know it's easy to disconnect and think that that's Marie's story. It's not my story. It could be anyone's story. And I just want to encourage you to think about these things now, because you don't know when it's going to strike you, and you don't know what kind of time frames you're going to have. When Brian passed away, 2 of my friends' dads passed away within a day of him. Nothing leading up. I mean, life can change so fast, you guys. And I just want to encourage you to take time and to seize the moment. If you're unhappy, seize the moment, find something different, because this life's short, and I just think there's so much to be done while you're here, and you don't want to have any regrets. So it's definitely worth just taking a listen to, because it could really change your life like it's changing mine. Okay, thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and lots of love, okay?